Hello, everybody. Welcome to Orange Juice News and Notes from around the world of Insoles. I am back with you hosting Owen Kenoy, uh, manager of Orange Insoles. That's like kind of a broad title, I guess, but we're a family-owned business, so many hats. And on with me today, we have my lovely sister and also multi-talented Mallory. How are you, Mal? What's up?
Good. There's apparently tornadoes in Chicago today, so if the sirens start going off, apologies for that, but I think we're in the clear for a little bit to at least
Okay.
get it done.
And for our listeners, if you're like, wow, Mallory's committed to the pod, like, should you really be recording right now? I asked all of those same questions. I said, Mallory, is now a good time to record? She said, sure, it's fine. Obviously, Mallory lives in a pretty large Chicago area, so just because one place might have stuff going on doesn't mean the other does. But
Exactly.
I'm rambling. Um, Mallory, I'm excited about today's topic, something that is pretty relevant to me. I stepped on the scale the other day and was like, man, I am like kind of getting out of routine a little bit. Summer's getting the best of me where I'm getting busy and going for convenience, or like ice cream is great and like desserts and all that stuff. So today we're actually talking about, in the spirit of better eating, the new healthy snacks that have been introduced to the grocery stores that I'm sure you shop at, whether that's, protein bars, which have been around a while. We're starting to see protein chips and more things involving high fiber, no sugar added, or just no sugar in general. Sure, many of these trends you've seen highlighted on the packages in the grocery store, even like the prebiotic sodas and healthier sodas. So we figured, hey, let's talk through these newer items or things that may be newer to you and your routine, and just kind of bust some of the myths about them, but also talk about where they are legitimately useful to you and your routine. It's because largely just being educated on each product or food that you're putting in your body and how it may work with the rest of your diet really is our end goal. And then from there, you can make the decisions on where these products or foods or snacks fit into your schedule. So, Mallory, how did I do there setting us up?
Yeah, it's good. I've seen a huge increase in the last few years of like these alternative snack kind of things is like another way to think about it because it is like your commonly unhealthy food. Like there's ice cream substitutes, cookies, chips, tortillas, candy. And I think there's a lot of nuance around these products. I think a lot of them, I will say upfront, are a better alternative to their counterparts as far as like overall what's in it, but then also they don't always serve the same purpose. So I'll just kind of say that up front. You know, sometimes having real ice cream over the healthy counterpart is more beneficial to you in the long run, especially mentally and keeping up with healthy eating overall is like just a quick caveat. But I think our goal today is to really help you decide what products might be worth it for you, what ones you can maybe skip, and when's a good time to choose the healthy alternative over the real thing. So, yeah, that's where we're headed. I think first up, we're going to talk about some of these protein treats. Sorry, my laundry's also done if you hear that. It's a busy
Oh,
day out
good.
here. But first up is protein. I feel like this is one everyone's very familiar with. I think it's something we've talked about on the show a lot. But why are we putting protein in everything? When we include protein, this really helps with fullness, helps with muscle maintenance, it helps with recovery. And then with the fullness, it's because having protein in a snack, along with fiber and healthy fats, usually just as a more satisfying overall meal or snack than just eating like a bunch of carbs or something. Again, everything serves its purpose, but if you want to stay full, protein is a great option. And, you know, we're all obsessed with getting in our protein. So a lot of these companies have taken in their normal products and just added a little bit of protein however they kind of can. So that's what we're seeing a lot when you're seeing protein chips, protein cookies, protein ice cream, like the Halo Tops. All of that is, you know, it's so to help you hit your protein goal. Especially maybe if you're someone who isn't vegan or who is, I'd say, more vegetarian with these products and doesn't necessarily eat like a lot of red meat or like, lean meats or just traditional proteins we think of. I actually think that is a good time to kind of use these. But have you tried any of these, Owen?
I have tried some of them. I don't regularly incorporate them into my routine, the high protein snacks. But I think the best way to look about at them is just because they do have high protein doesn't necessarily just mean that it's a healthy choice or that it's low calorie or even like an overall more nutritious option than we'll use like uh, protein ice cream, for example, than like your regular ice cream. So I guess building on that, if you are using this dessert as like a healthier option, but have already maxed out your protein for the day and then are just stacking more protein in your ice cream fill, it just may not be something that's even necessary for your diet. But let's say you have a busy day, right? And you're bouncing from thing to thing and you know you're going to go kind of a longer time between your breakfast and your lunch than you usually do. Maybe incorporating like some of these protein chips or a protein bar would help, like Mallory said earlier, keep you fuller longer into that next meal or opportunity to have something. So again, it's just thinking about why you're eating these things and making sure that it is fitting into like your nutrition and your food groups. Everybody has protein goals and carbohydrate goals, and obviously you have like fat limits that you'd want to set as well. So it's just keeping track of, hey, how is this fitting into, I guess, my macros, like my daily macros.
Yeah, I think this one is really a game of reading the label. Just some quick examples. I think the Quest protein chips are really worth it if you're someone who loves chips because it's easy to eat a lot of them. They tend to be high in fat. That can stack up quick. And I think a little crunch incorporated into a lot of meals and the macro ratio and calories on that product is really good. Same with Bear Bells. It is a protein bar, but to me it tastes like a candy bar, but it doesn't have a ton of sugar, it doesn't have a ton of calories. Where something that might not be a good option, the other day I really wanted a sweet treat. I went to the grocery store. There were these oatmeal pie, like Skippy protein oatmeal pie things. And I was like, great, I'll try it. Didn't taste very good. Still had over 300 calories. I think it only had 15 grams of protein. Whereas say like I would get a regular oatmeal pie, probably same calories, probably like maybe 7 grams of protein in it just because it has like dairy and that kind of thing in it. And so I'm like and I would have enjoyed it way more. So the benefit I got from eating the protein one and like my enjoyment, like you kind of have to factor that in, benefit and enjoyment on these kind of snacks. So I think protein ones are great, but I would really, really look at the labels on this one and decide overall if it's worth it, or maybe you should just have your
Totally. And when you talk about like actually enjoying these healthy products or incorporating them for a good reason, right? And not just having it be like a poor substitute, which is something we talked about in the past, right? Like establishing habits that you feel comfortable with so you don't break down and maybe binge on sweets or this or that or whatever it may be. So this next one that I think we mentioned earlier, yeah, the like the healthy sodas or probiotic sodas is something that I've actually incorporated into my routine. So I do love soda, but I know that it's not great to drink several a day and get on kind of that whole sugar and caffeine routine. So what I've done is I've stocked prebiotic soda or probiotic sodas. Excuse me, I get those confused. But like your Poppy or Olipop or whatever it may be. And I'll have one of those kind of in the evening as my like soda fix. And really, it's just like the carbonation I like and just some decent flavor. I've had to experiment with some of them, and some of them like this just isn't getting it done for me, so I don't buy those anymore. But really, it is a good low sugar option, especially compared to traditional soda. And it's just a really nice substitute where if you are craving that flavor and that carbonation, you still get it just in a healthier way.
Yeah, I think my favorites is the Olipop Apple Crisp and then the poppy strawberry lemonade. Those I just drink because I like the flavor of them. I think they're actually good. I also have never, I'm not the best judge on this because I'm not a big regular soda person. I mean, we grew up together. We came from a Diet Coke household. We didn't often have full sugar pops around. So, like, to me, the switch isn't hard. But I do know if you are someone who is, you know, really into it, maybe not going from like Dr. Pepper to an Olipop isn't the move. Because I know they do have like a version of like a Dr. Pepper, but I think you might prefer like a diet Dr. Pepper instead. That, you know, if you are trying to just reduce that sugar, I think that might be a better option because it'll probably taste a whole lot closer to the real thing. So depending where you're at, that's also something to kind of, you know, consider. There's a ton of great zero sugar diet sodas from the real brands out there too. Again, we love the poppies and Olipops, and I know they have like their cola flavors. It's it's frankly not the same. So I just want to flag that. And then overall, like these aren't magic healthy drinks. I really consider these ones like alternatives to again having a really high sugar, high calorie drink when you can get, you know, I would rather have a piece of cake personally than a Coke. Um, so I think it's more of an alternative than like you're getting huge health benefits. I do know some of them have probiotics and then prebiotic fiber. So read the labels though. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, but make sure you're not getting fiber that's going to upset your stomach too. This is another read the label thing for me.
Yeah, for me, it actually helped my digestion. So I think that it was a net positive for my fiber intake, and I wasn't overdoing it. But yeah, I also talked to my wife Ashley, and I'm like, oh yeah, like this is joking, of course. This is a health drink. Like I'll just have like 3 or 4 of these, but no, I never have more than one. Just because it's a healthier version doesn't mean having many of them is a good idea. And then I wish I knew the name of it, but if you are looking for suggestions, I think it's the poppy version, but there's like a version of Mountain Dew. And it tastes so good. It tastes really, really good. I think it's the poppy. It's like I want to say like Misty Meadow or like something weird like that, but you'll know when you see it. So try to seek that one out.
Yeah. But on the fiber thing, that is another big trend you'll see. It also may be advertised as like keto friendly, is like another label. Quick explanation of why that is. Keto is some people do overall low carb for keto. Some people do net carb. And what a net carb is your total carbs minus fiber, like carbs you get from fiber, and that's your net. So a lot of the keto friendly stuff is still things with a lot of carbs. My favorite example is carb balanced tortillas. I love them, but people don't realize what that is actually saying. And that really means each tortilla has like 20 grams of fiber each. And they're like, so if you're having multiple, be careful if you're not used to eating that amount of fiber. Our daily recommended, I think, is around 25 grams for most people. Obviously, a lot factors into that.
So 2 of those burrito tortillas, and that's at 40, right? And
No,
you're, yeah.
it genuinely is. And I'll do that because my body is used to it and it doesn't like upset my stomach. But like, wow, if you're going from like a really low fiber diet to that, and especially because it's not, and again, I'll get more into this in a bit. It's not like the more like it's not like vegetables and beans and more like fiber you're eating more naturally, I guess. Which is part of like my concern with with it. But anyway, I overall though, we all need to be eating more fiber. We're all obsessed with protein. Fiber is the other one you should also be obsessed with. But again, you can see it in tortillas, cereals. There's drinks now, like we were saying. Some protein bars. The other sneaky one is those candies. Healthy candy like the Smart Sweets. That is like all fiber in there. And those actually do mess up my tummy because like they're little packets. So like I want to eat a couple of them. Those get me. But overall, though, this is not to scare you. Please eat your fiber. It's great for feeling full, especially when combined with protein. It helps your digestion, it helps your gut health. Like overall, it's literally one of the most important things. It can like be an indicator of like your chances of cancer too, especially colon cancer. Like eat your fiber. This isn't to scare you. It's more to be like if you're seeing these fiber products, read how much is in it. Think about how much fiber you're eating the rest of your day and deciding if it's a good choice for you.
Yeah, like anything, just ramp up the fiber, and make sure that you're incorporating it, in a quantity that matches your routine, your body, what you're already eating. If you don't, just to be clear, I mean, you might experience some more bloating, you might be extra gassy, some stomach discomfort, and maybe a few extra bowel movements. So, again, it's not like anything crazy is going to happen, but if you have a busy day, you just might need to stop and think about your fiber intake.
Yeah, and then some more like naturally higher fiber foods, beans, lentils, berries, apples, vegetables, oats, nuts, seeds. It's all easy stuff you can incorporate into your diet anyway, so I don't think you have to go out of your way to get these things, but if you're in a pinch, I think it's a good idea. Or if you're just in general, like throughout your day you're not getting enough fiber and this is an easy way for you to do it, you know? Um,
Totally well said. And building on, I guess, how to find these like health products, so to speak. There will be call outs on the packaging, which are useful. It might say like protein or added protein or natural, gut healthy, zero sugar, high fiber, organic. And all of those things are they can be good, right? But it's just, again, like we talked about earlier, what's going on with the rest of the nutrition label and what's kind of the complete product you're putting in your body, not just like, hey, it has protein in it, so it must just be healthy.
Yeah, just because it says 30 grams of protein, did you check how much saturated fat and calories are in it? 10 grams of fiber, great. You just ate half though in half your daily total in one snack. So how is that going to affect the rest of your day? These are just things to think about as you're, kind of going through and incorporating these products into your life. Again, labels are great, helpful, but marketing is a thing. So a lot of the time they're, throwing out these buzzwords and it's kind of up to us as consumers to like really get the full picture.
So, Mallory, let's just be crystal clear. When, at least for protein products, like when would it be good to incorporate something with more protein into your routine?
If you're someone who's, like working out heavy and needs that recovery and is building muscle, I think if you're on the go, whether that's traveling, busy work days, that kind of thing, when you're not going to sit down and make a grilled chicken breast, that's a great time to incorporate it. Or if you're just, again, someone who struggles to get enough protein in, like you might be vegetarian, have dietary restrictions, allergies, and so like those easy, traditional, cheaper sources just might not work for you. So this can be, one of those sneaky extra ways to boost it up. That's kind of how I see it. Or just like as a little snack. I mean, sometimes I know it's just not the best to eat a bag of chips as a snack and I might be craving it. And I like, say the Quest chips, I like them and I know they're also satisfying to me. So that's a swap I am willing to make kind of thing.
Well said. And then for the like probiotic, prebiotic drinks that I prefer, I think it's important to incorporate them only if you're legitimately enjoying them, because you don't want to finish it or drink half of it because they are a little more expensive, to say the least, than normal soda, and then still just want to go grab your normal option. So incorporate them if you really like them. They are a great replacement for sugary sodas. You don't want to just have several in a day. Not to say that you can't do that, but it isn't just a health drink. So there are some trade-offs to having more than one. But yeah, enjoy them. Find flavors you like. It might be something fun to have with lunch or like an afternoon pick-me-up, or just something to get by. But that would be kind of when to incorporate your healthy sodas.
Yeah, and I just want to build off of something Owen said quickly because it's so important. If you're going to eat, say, this alternative or drink this alternative, and because you have a craving for the thing you really want, and then you're just going to this just happens a lot. Okay, say I really want my favorite Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and I have a little bit of like my Halo top, and I'm not satisfied because it's not what I want. And I'm like, well, maybe I'll have like a soda because like one of my diet sodas because like I still want something sweet. And then I'm like down a rabbit hole of eating 4 to 5 different things, and then end up eating the Ben and Jerry's anyway. Then overall, I just consumed way more calories and like have a lot more going on with my body too if you're eating like fiber and all of this stuff than if I just ate a serving of Ben and Jerry's like in the first place. And like that's also the note if you know like you're craving it heavy, just scoop it out, put it in a bowl, that kind of thing if you're concerned about it. But you don't need to like try to completely steer clear and go all these alternate ways just to end up back where you were gonna end up anyway. So again, just something to keep in mind. And I think it's really important to kind of consider with these alternatives. Like, same with the peanut butter pie thing. I just wanted something sweet and it did not do it for me. Luckily, I was at work, so I didn't really have anything else to grab. But if I could have, I would have, you know. So I just think that's really important. But good time to have the high fiber products in case you guys were curious. Again, if you're someone just struggling to get that fiber in and are looking to increase it, I think it's awesome. If you just, again, need the convenience because you don't have the time to chop vegetables and do all that, or you don't like beans. Yeah. So just overall, if you're someone who struggles to get their fiber in and prefer like a tortilla over eating a bean salad, do it. I don't care. However you get there, get there. That works for me. Just make sure you're kind of paying attention to how much you're getting in and, you know, what's healthy for you.
And there are so many of these products that it is going to take some testing to know like, hey, I actually enjoy this one and don't enjoy this one. And don't be discouraged if you maybe buy like one thing and it's just like not for you. That's okay. It happens. The biggest thing is just learn from your mistake. There's no need to keep buying the same thing because, well, the idea of it being in my diet sounds really nice, but if you're not personally like enjoying it or really benefiting from it or just adding other things on top of it, it's not really serving its purpose anyway. So yeah, Mallory, I'm so glad you said that. And there are just those days or times where convenience is king. For me, I think about like when my wife goes to work, she usually has 12-hour shifts. So she's gone pretty much all day. I've got the little ones at home. Cooking these meals, chopping these vegetables, doing these things aren't as convenient, but maybe that's the time I grab my protein chips or a protein bar just to get an extra snack, or a high fiber tortilla with dinner or whatever it may be. So really what's important is just how you're viewing these products, if you're actually enjoying them and that they're serving a purpose within your greater diet.
Couldn't have said it better. And hopefully, you know, this helped you guys a little bit. But if you have questions about certain products, leave it in the comments. Maybe we can answer. Maybe we can taste test them for you in a future episode. I don't know. Let us know.
I love that. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Orange Juice. We'll be back with another episode next week, and we'll catch you then.